Hello YouTube, Matthew Williams here. I just cannot fucking believe what has just transpired and I'm now aware of today. I just cannot fucking believe it. I needed to order a sound card because my good old Sound Blaster Live, which is shown here, lovely little card, it just doesn't work in Windows 7. Now that's not because it can't work in Windows 7. Of course it could work in Windows 7 if somebody writes something called the fucking drivers for it. But those people that need to write the fucking drivers are called creative labs. And according to them, when something is 10 years old, fuck you. Yeah, that's what creative labs think. Now, I'm having to have a little drink because what actually transpired today is just blown my mind. And I need to warn you, as customers of Creative Labs, that it might blow your fucking mind and your temper right through the bastard wall. So, okay. So they don't don't create drivers for some of their older cards for newer operating systems. Now, this is a really popular card, okay? Really popular. So I had to go out and buy another card. So I thought, well, Audigy, that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Creative Labs Audigy. What the fuck does an Audigy mean anyway? An Audigy, yeah? It doesn't mean nothing. So that's stupid for a start, yeah? So we go and get ourselves one of these cards, a Creative Labs Audigy SB05770. It's an SE, which means it's basically just the card. Now, if you pay for the expensive one, you get a little plug-in adapter so that the digital outputs are separate from the card. Okay, but check this out. This card has only got this many inputs. Okay, this card has got this many inputs. Okay, well, initially that doesn't sound too bad, does it? Because I mean, it's got a few less inputs, but you know, you plug it in, you install the drivers, and then you go and have a little look at what's happening. And then I plugged in my sound card mixer, my sound mixer, and I thought, well, you know, I don't seem to be getting any sound in here. What's going on? So I had to look around the net, and it took me a long time to find out the answer. But guess what the answer was? The answer is that if you use the digital output, as I do, which I shall represent to you here now as this is the digital output, okay? Now, this is my old Sound Blaster Live, so I used to use digital output to my high-quality amp. See those nice speakers up on the wall up there? See that speaker there? And see that speaker, that's sort of surround speakers they are. And see this back up here? That's a nice big speaker, that is, yeah. And under the table, I've got a nice 5.1 powered subwoofer, yeah. Now, the reason I have all these things is because digital amps for 5.1 surround sound are quite nice. And they don't carry much interference, so when you turn them up nice and loud, they're very quiet, yeah? Now, that's what digital outputs are for. Digital outputs are there because it sounds fucking nice. So, you plug your digital output into your amp, and then you can plug in your line in, which is blue, or your microphone in, which is there. And there's a couple of extra, sorry about that, there's a couple of extra outputs if you need them, okay? So it's quite nice because, you know, you can speak on the microphone like I'm doing now, and if you want to, you just press play on an MP3 and it comes out of the speakers, as you'd expect. But guess what? This sound card from Creative Labs comes with an added bonus. The added bonus is there's no fucking inputs. There's no fucking inputs. Well, there is if you switch it into analog mode, and then you have one input, one, which doubles as a line or mic. You can't have both. You can't have line and mic. You could have line or mic, yeah? And then you can have one analog output, yeah? So check this out, right? Here it is. And I kid you fucking not. I kid you not. I couldn't make this shit up if I tried. Let me just pull these sound cards, right? Look at the symbols. I shall show you the symbols up close, just to prove to you that I am not lying. And Creative Labs actually made a card this fucking retarded, right? There's your input. See, it says this is an input for microphone, which is on this side, microphone, and it's an input for line in, and it has the word or digital out. Yeah, so it's a mic in, a line in, or a digital out. Okay, you can't have them at the same time. You got to have one or the other. You have your digital output to your amp, or you have a microphone and a line in, and underneath it you have your analog out, which if you're in analog mode and you're just using an analog amp and you don't care because you're not really worried about quality, then this can be used as a microphone in and you can use the output. But if you're digital and you care about your quality, then fuck you. Fuck you. Because you ain't having digital audio and a microphone in. Creative Labs don't think you need that. They've given 3 outputs, right? 3 analog outputs and 1 microphone in. And if you want to use the digital out, then it's 3 analog outputs and digital out. So you've got actually no inputs. There is no input. You've got no input on this fucking sound card. So, what I suggest is people complain like buggery to Creative Labs. This sound card will be being returned to the supplier tomorrow with a big fuck you, and I hope you complain to Sound Blaster and Creative Labs. I hope you can complain to them about this product, because this product is fucking retarded. What good will it do? Fuck all. That's why I'm making a YouTube video, because YouTube will reach people, and when they're thinking, why does my Creative Lab sound card not work, and they go looking up Creative Lab problems, they'll get this video and then they'll realize that Creative Labs are just a stupid bunch of retards that have released a card as retarded as that. Digital out, no inputs. Yeah, right, Creative Labs. You need your fucking heads read. So, this has taken up about 3.5 hours of my time to work out why I couldn't get the inputs in working at the same time as the digital out, yeah? And I'm like plugging them into all the sockets, and I'm like, there's nothing working here, what is going on? In the end, I did actually find out that by the symbols and the fact that this has gone on, so it wasted my time. It's actually pushed me over on a deadline for something I was going to do for a radio program tonight, which isn't going to happen now. That won't happen because I was buggering about with a stupid sound card that doesn't have fucking inputs. Yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed this. Don't buy Creative Sound Blaster products, Creative Labs products. Do not buy them. Buy something that actually is good value for money and has inputs and outputs at the same time. And until Creative start releasing drivers for the Sound Blaster Live, I am going to now go out and buy another card that is not Creative Labs. So, thanks very much, boys.